Ora, ora, everyone, hi. And just starting a little bit sooner. Oh my. Just give me a second, I'm going to turn on the chat. And just so everything would go as it's supposed to. There's that. I'm manga, digital painting. To be fair, I've noticed that actually there's not really that much stuff going on for normal streamers, you know, the Flash streamers. It's just so weird because you would expect there being so much more, you know, presentable in tags and stuff, but you don't really see that much things, to be fair. You really don't. Ah, no my. Why me? Why me? Everything hurts. Oh my god, dear lord. Oh no. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is going to be like planning things out for the thumbnails. I need to figure out the stream thumbnails first, right? So we've established that I'm actually going to drop the you know, I'm going to actually drop the manga making, so we are going to be left with um, three types of content for streams, which is the study. This is something that I really want to get into because I find myself actually lacking, starting to lack a little bit time for studying things. So I end up drawing only characters and coloring and stuff. So that's the thing. The sketching stream, gee, that's something I want to do, but I guess it's going to be mostly something presentable only during the weekends. More or less Sundays, right? We want to start finally making the marathons on Sundays, so that's definitely going to work around this section, give or take. Mm, Three sketches, 2 hours each. Although, based on the last stream, I figured out that I actually can do sketches way longer. To be fair, so that's the issue. And illustrations. Illustrations are going to be well. Illustrations are going to be most likely finished based on the um illustrations are going to be most likely finished based on the how is it called? They're going to be based on the works, right? They're going to be based on the works that I'm going to have. So just going to have some fun with that. I'm going to get into the sketches. I'm going to color them, make the backgrounds for them, or just the items. The thing is that I want to start with the items because we're going to study them. I'm going to start studying items that I want to work on, and just basically start getting a little bit more references, maybe making mood boards, whatever, for each illustration. So that's something to do. And we are going to have the video content, right? So deep dives, I'm going to sit down to the deep dives, talk about what's important for each style, because actually the importance for the stylization is a bit different based on the style. Everyone focuses on something else. Everyone wants to capture something else. So, that's going to make a lot of differences. And the AA, right? We're going to finally get back to the Davis's Art Academy. We're going to see how often that's going to appear. I want to for sure record some pre-record some videos before I'll start to share them, so we'll see. And yeah, so here's the thing. I figured out what's going to be my thing. Still not sure what's going to be the background. But yeah. Well, the mainstream, of course, going to be very is going to have a bit different thumbnail, I assume. And I want to actually get into the I actually want to get into the editing my streams, re-uploading them as normal videos, which is going to make much more sense than the actual stream. So that's something to roll into. Um, and yeah, that shouldn't be really that difficult. So two kinds of thumbnails. Right, I'm not going to touch the gaming stream thumbnails yet. So two types of thumbnails. Right, there's going to be the live thumbnail and VOD thumbnail. And here's the thing, if I would have already like prepared piece, it would make much easier for me. That's why the VODs are going to have different thumbnails. The VODs are going to have the actual progress on them. For the live thumbnails, I don't know what's going to be the I don't know what's going to be the background for them. So background for that, it's going to be BG as the progress. Yep. So background is going to be the progress. Then we are going to have the chibi. Yeah, chibi of Davis or my and Muto's mine and Muto's chibis, right? So that's the thing. Same thing here, chibi. I'm thinking about making a chibi that's going to be, you know, a bit different. Like not necessarily just a normal chibi, right? But a chibi that's going to be I guess I'm going to reference to get those chibis, you know what I mean? Because I've seen the style of the chibis I want. I haven't really trained out the chibis. That's something that I didn't do yet. So one of the issues that I'm having is actually the fact that I'm not doing the chibi artworks. Although I guess chibis would be cool to have, right? Chibi avatar. So chibi avatar, logo of the series. Right? Of the series. So background, chibi, avatar, logo of the series. And here's the thing, do I want to... I guess I'm not going to write what I'm going to draw directly on the thumbnail because first of all, it's going to be visible. Second of all, it's going to take much more time. Time is going to take much more space. I want first of all, I want the chibi and the logo to be visible. And then some nice UI, and then the background. That might take some time, you know? And actually, I think I know what I can do for those. I think I know what I can do for those. Basically, no background at all, just like more or less something I've got for my banner and a chibi that's like going to like splash some paint on the screen and the logo of the series. Makes sense. Mm. And the VODs are going to have the progress on the sketches. So for, well, almost for the sketches I'm taking 2 streams. I've noticed like 2.5, 3 hours. So 1.5 stream, which I need to speed up. Of course, quality over quantity. That's something I want to go for. That's why I'm also thinking that I'm going to try to finish as many sketches on Sunday marathon as possible, and then I'm going to finish whatever the sketch is going to be off stream. The sketch off stream is most likely going to be only one. Like, I doubt I'm going to draw for 2 or 3 streams one sketch. Very doubtful. Yeah. The next thing, I guess people already started just drawing characters in totally different things, no matter what personality the character have. There's kind of like facial expression left or something like that. So for example, like we are talking about Belle Haribel from Bleach, she still has that resting beach face that she has, or if anything, she has like very like toned down blush, so like she, you know, she's still trying to look badass, but like she's starting to blush, and that's like how far it goes. She doesn't have over exaggerated faces, and yeah, I guess that's that. I guess that's that. I feel like there's not that much for it. I feel like there's not that much for those. But at the same time, you don't really need that many thumbnails, basically. So, right? Cool. Cool. So, the live thumbnails. Live thumbnails are going to be the first thumbnails we are going to do. Live stream thumbnails. Wait. Stream thumbnails. And that's going to be the another folder, which is going to be the live, and another folder, which is going to be VOD, right? So that's that. I'm going to hide that for now. We are going to have all those 3 copy, paste, and paste. Those can now die. That here, that here. And we're going to start with, not with the VOD, but the live backgrounds. Yes, the live ones. So sketch. Sketch. Sketching. I want to change a little bit of the things. Here's something I'm doing that some of you might have already noticed. I'm actually doing everything to ensure that my streams are going to finally get a little bit into some kind of branding, and basically I will be able to like start growing the channel. That's my goal for 2026. In 2025, I was way too late to start thinking about that, so I was like, okay, it's like half of the year left, so I don't see a reason to start. There was a bunch of VTubers graduating, bunch of people leaving YouTube in general. So I think that 2026 might be more or less the year where I want to start like actually promoting myself, you know, starting to care a bit more about that, because through all the time I was streaming, I've never bothered about this. The only thing I've bothered for was actually to keep the entire area chill. That's that. I didn't want anything else from life, from streaming. I just wanted like a chill space that I can sit down, talk with people, and I still want to keep it like this. Don't mind me. It's not like I'm going to like start fixating on like views and money and shit. I want to keep my art channel to the way it is. So I want to like keep the fact that I want to make things chill, like a background for drawing or eating or learning, whatever. Even though sometimes I'm just losing my mind on streams, but sorry, I can't control that. Sometimes I'm getting zoomies. But yeah, one of the things that I'm going to do is going to be actually posting more sketches, right? I'm going to post the sketches. I'm going to like start sharing what I'm doing, yada yada yada. So yeah, we'll see also, because I'm starting to slowly wonder what's exactly what are going to be my steps for that. I feel like I'm in a tight spot right now, time wise. I really need to figure things out. Also redo my schedule. I need to plan out things a bit better. Come back to the 2 breaks during the week. And I have to rethink what I want to do with my gaming channel, because I do want to do games. I do want to do games. I feel like streaming games is something that was always quite interesting for me. And streaming just in general helps me to focus on things. That's why, for example, I'm doing that during the stream. If I could do some other things during the stream, I would do them too. But I cannot, so that kind of sucks, and I just struggle throughout the day working on those things. Like, for example, I still have one commission to finish and 2 colored pieces to be done for a specific off-stream activity that I'm doing. So I could basically finish those, at least the 2 sketches for those colored pieces, before the stream, and I could still have crap load of time. I just didn't really do that. My phone actually died on me, so I didn't wake up at 7 a.m. I don't know why, but I'm way more productive if I wake up at 7 a.m. So yeah. So, yeah, the thing, right? The thing. So I am still kind of wondering what kind of shtick do I want to do for that. Let me just quickly do a little something here. Just don't mind me. I'm just yeah, that, I guess this yeah. Yeah. So one of the things that I'm doing, is actually finding inspirations. I'm like I'm googling things, and even recently asking AI for some answers. Basically, they're like, you know, AI, for example, when you're asking for a deep search, it looks through the internet for you. So it like actually deep searching through the internet and helps you like figure things out, like to understand things a little bit more, like looking through the things. Like, for example, I've sent the AI for deep search, and like it looked through 90 different things, right? So it's like it made a research for me a little bit, but I know already more or less what I have to do. I've got more or less an idea. So there, it even gave me like some, VTubers kind of thing. What the heck is going on, etc. So yeah. So I'm just kind of going, like, I've researched the thing for myself off stream, so I know. That's why for now I already know. I also know who I want to reference. So I've just made some research for myself, but I'm also looking through the through the AIs to more or less comprehend things. So yeah, I'm just going to describe the AI, what more or less I have on my mind, what I want to go for, what are my aspirations, what is my style, and basically just, you know, figure out all the questions, because it's not going to give me necessarily an answer, because it's not. The only thing it's going to give me is going to be like a vague explanation. So yeah, thumbnails to be in a specific matter. I'm a male VTuber, so, and my main colors are black, scarlet, red, white, and gold, yellow. Okay, number 2. I'm a mellow VTuber who mostly streams for streams. Wait, expect some generic response. Yes, yes. That's the thing. But just because I'm going to receive that generic response while also making a deep search, I'm going to receive things that possibly I've missed out on. So I'm not expecting it to give me like the perfect idea that I'm just going to dive into it, you know what I mean? Well, a VTuber who mostly aims for contact with the viewers while drawing. I'm drawing in anime style. My main elements of stream content are sketches, studies, and illustrations. I want on my thumbnail a chibi version of my avatar, a logo of the series in quotations in and now in the brackets. Series are split just the same way the types of content, so sketches, studies, and illustrations. And for the live thumbnail, I don't want any specific progress sharing since it's going to happen live, so I won't have anything to show. For the VOD thumbnails, I want them to have a background image made out of the work that was done on stream. For example, let it run here. If I'll read the thing and see that there's something wrong, I'm just going to add what I forgot about, but I believe that's good enough. So it's just looking through the web now and bunch of other, you know, segments just to give me like I'm just asking for the like guidance to see what I've missed, because I've more or less have an idea for it, but I'll have to still figure out how I want to make the live thumbnails actually. So that'll be very problematic basically. But if you didn't caught up yet, I'm going to reference myself on Ina and going to reference myself on Creature or Creator, whatever that was. So research suggests that thumbnails incorporating a chibi avatar in anime style combined with your black, scarlet, red, white, and gold yellow color scheme can effectively convey a mellow, viewer-focused vibe while highlighting series logo for sketches. Can thumbnails be GIFs? No. No, they cannot. Logos for sketches, studies, and illustrations. It seems likely that keeping designs simple and balanced with enhanced click-through rates, especially for art content where visual appeal draws in anime enthusiasts. Evidence leans toward using high contrast elements like gold accents on black background to make logos and text pop without overwhelming the mellow tone. So that's the thing, right? That's something that I might be omitting because I would just slap red. What I want to focus is dark background with bright overlay to make the character pop and bring in a little bit more attention, right? So that's the thing. Core elements for all thumbnails incorporate a chibi version of your male Vtuber avatar in a relaxed, engaging pose, such as holding a sketch pad or smiling invitingly to emphasize viewers' contact. Use your color palette strategically, black for backgrounds and borders, scarlet, red, and accents, or borders, scarlet red for accents like outlines or text highlights, white for clean text readability, and gold yellow for luxurious details like stars or logo embellishments. Keep anime style details subtle for a mellow feel, avoiding busy patterns. So basically we are going to go for the logos. We are going to use a little bit more of the same treatment that anime logos tend to get. So I'm going to also get up with some like typical anime logos and such, just to ensure that like sketching and stuff is going to have the thing. Of course, we are going to go with a bit calculated design. So I'm going to have the chibi in very specific size. The logo is going to be in very specific size, just so everything is going to have its own place. I don't want to end up with just generally things being a bit, with a bit more confusing. Although I was wondering for a while about making the same kinds of thumbnails that, for example, Mark Brunet is doing, and the same kinds. Wait, because like, give me a second. My entire face hurts me, and my like, damn, like my sinuses on the cheeks feel like they're hurting, like whenever I'm speaking. Like my freaking facial muscles are getting spasms right now. I hate it. But yeah, so for example, the things like what Mark Brunet have, or TPPO, but they're really good for the videos. They're really good for the videos, but for the live things, I'm not going to have anything there, I'm just not going to have anything there. For example, I like how Ina is doing that because she has like very specific like one background for her In Academy series, so that's something I like. So yeah. Live stream thumbnails for live sessions focus on anticipating without spoilers. Feature your chibi avatar centrally with a series logo. A stylized sketches emblem in gold and red. Add mellow text like chill sketch session. Join the chat. In white on black, use soft gradients from black to scarlet for a calm, inviting background. For video on demand, integrate a blurred or stylized background from the stream's completed artwork to tease content without for reveals. That sucks. Place the chibi avatar and series. I'm going to say why it sucks in a moment. Place the chibi avatar and series logo prominently in the foreground. Text could read illustration, complete viewer inspired art in gold and white, ensuring the background art ties into your anime style for cohesion. This idea drew from common practices into Vtuber art communities where simplicity and branding boost engagement. Makes sense. But why blurred or stylized background coming from the completed artwork to tease the content without full reveals sucks. People are not going to stay for that. They are not going to click on that. Why? When you are showing them already finished, people that are watching art nowadays, they want to see the result, and then they are clicking on it if they like the result just to see the process. You know, that's why, for example, the thumbnails for speed paints are already finished works. You are not blurring them. You are not. You are showing the finished piece because people are going to click on it and watch the speed paint just to see how it was done. You know, that's exactly that. Color scheme implementations. You know what? I'm wondering if I want to keep the red, black, white, and gold as the colors. They are looking good, but I feel one that you reference has unfinished drawing as thumbnail. Yeah, yeah. The um Ina, right? Green Academy. She has a sketch, and basically she's for her thumbnails, when she has no time to actually make a proper thumbnail, she just quickly sketches out, like kind of in panic, like really quickly sketches out like a chibi, like hello, and just slaps it on the freaking thumbnail, and that's it. And that's it. And sure, that makes sense. I like it, but I feel like that could be good for cases where I would actually forget to make the thumbnail, or when I would make like a spontaneous stream, right? Because I want to spend one like during one day I want to spend time to create thumbnails for all of the streams throughout the week. And if something's going to pop up, I'm just going to do it this way. And why it works, I'm going to split the live thumbnails from the VOD thumbnails. So I'm going to have a VOD thumbnail template, and when I'm going to finish the stream, I'm going to get into the stream, cut things out. For example, things where I'm just silent. I'm not speaking about anything. Nothing else happens. I'm just, unless I'm just drawing. Actually, I'm not going to keep it in the stream, right? So basically, there are moments where I'm just like sitting and doing nothing and looking at the chat, but the chat doesn't move, so nothing happens during the stream. I'm just going to cut this out. Or when there's going to be something problematic, I'm going to cut it out. You know? Speed paints are going to be another thing, because the speed paints are going to be like the progress of the entire illustration. So I'm going to have the illustration, sure. I'm going to make the sketch, sure. But I'm going to split it a little bit. So I'm going to have the so I'm going to make the recording of the sketches that I'm going to make, right? The 3 sketches. And then I'm going to record speed paints for each of those sketches separately. And then I'm going to cut out those sketches in the split, in the split layers. I'm going to paste those layers into a new thing, and I'm going to start recording the time lapse again, and I'm going to finish those sketches into full illustrations. That's how I want to do it. And then I'm going to post like a finished thing, as a sketch, because I want to make the speed paints where I'm going to actually talk a little bit more about the process, what went through my mind, etc., etc. So yeah, that's the thing. She That's going to be problematic. That's going to be very problematic, you know. Um, okay. Okay. I think I know. So let me just get my references. So YouTube, Ina, because we are going to reference Ina's. Yeah, we're going to reference her live things. Yeah. So for example, I see one thing like that news stream that she's doing right now, right? Work with Ina, off-screen homework time, members work with Inya, grinding away at homework, chatting in text. So basically, she's just writing with the people. She's like that. That's something that I couldn't. That's Lo-Fi Girl vibes. Yes, but I want to more or less have very similar thing for the on like live drawing basically, because I have to figure something out. So for the sketches, I'm thinking that I'm going to have like something more or less that maybe like a sketchy kind of reference that she has, because it's a sketch. So something like that, right? That's like one of the Ina's thumbnails. So like very sketchy, but it's, you can say that it's very fast, very quickly made, right? It's very fast, and she does that, you know. At the same time, she has, for example, like, you know, Pokemon ZA, and she just has like the you know, in the corner of her thumbnail, she has just a number that changes. I want to do the same thing. That's the thing. I want to do the same thing, you know. But it's very problematic, because how am I going to work out that kind of thing for art? What can I do? Should I even pay such so much effort into the thumbnails, if, because I do want to have them going on. The problem is, like, how do I want to do this? I want to treat my sketches, illustrations, all of that like a separate series. But if I want to keep that a separate series, do I want to just make sketches and call that a series? Or is it going to be like sketches drop 1, so it's like 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, and that's like end of the like quote unquote season for the sketches. You know, that's something that kind of makes me wonder. That's what I'm stuck on. I feel like I'm more or less done with the ideation of those thumbnails, but it's like still a little crushing me a little bit, you know what I mean? So yeah. And then we have the In Academy, right? And the In Academy is exactly what I want for more or less for my thumbnails in general. But how I would want to push that into something else. Like, okay, that would be perfect for sketches. It would be perfect for sketches. But that's like the background for the sketches. And also I want to use the chibi version of me. Or should I even use the chibi version of me? Because like the chibi I want to do is more or less like the chibi she has for example, for the for the Hollow Knight, sorry, for the Hollow Knight. See? That kind of chibi. But that chibi changes from thumbnail to thumbnail. I don't know. I feel like I want, like, there are going to be much different streams though. Like, we've talked already about no mic, right? Like, that I'm not really talking, just so I could stream when I'm very tired after work, for example. So I can just sit down, I can stream, so I wouldn't have to talk much, the mic is off, and I'm just writing on the canvas, but in the meantime, just focusing to grind the sketches away. Because you can see that I was still trying to force myself a little bit whenever I was tired. You could see that when I was doing that, I wasn't really talking much. I wasn't drawing much either, because I was struggling finding words to talk. Hi, always watching YouTube. Good to have you here. How are you? Hope it has going. So that's the thing. Like, how am I supposed? What would be the best way to go about this series, kind of thing? I guess that's another thing that I can try to ask the AI for, like, to see what are my options and how it might be seen. But I guess like the best thing would be actually asking you folks. So if you have any idea how you would want to see those things segregated on YouTube, just let me know. Like, what would be the best for you, you know? So, like, because for sure I want to separate all those things as different series. But the thing is, how am I going to do that? You know? Content as different series. To be fair, I could also just throw a coin and it would be more or less the same effect, but you know, separate the types of content as a different series. So sketching, sketching, study, and illustrations are going to be counted as separate episodes. Issue being that study might that the streams are going to be also in strings for each piece, and question is if I should treat those strings as separate series or so-called seasons. Okay, let's see what AI is going to give me. It's easier that way because now instead of like just, you know, I could do this, but it might give that effect, but that might give that effect. That could be good, but it would be bad for like clickability and stuff. Yada yada yada. You know. And hey, actually, folks, how since I'm yapping so much about the thumbnails, how are you all doing this this nice evening, and how do you actually think? Well, what do you actually think about the upcoming New Year's Eve, which is going to happen tomorrow for me? The Japanese people are already getting ready. um, So, research suggests that treating your study strings subgrouping for each piece as seasons of the broader studies series can help maintain a clean channel structure while allowing for the thematic progression similar to how TV shows organize episodes, give or take. It seems likely that using seasons for these strings will enhance viewer engagement by creating a binge-friendly format. Yes, but that's for the studies. Highlights unique things, improving SEO for specific searches, e.g. any portrait studies, easier to promote individually on social media or X, avoids overwhelmingly a single playlist with too many videos. That's something I was also wondering about, but got some weird stuff happening with package deliveries. What happened? What do you mean? Numbered as episodes, e.g. sketch episode 5 viewer request. hub for in-depth analysis divided into seasons. Season 1 anatomy strings with episode per stream. Illustrations, showcase, final pieces, potentially seasonally building towards things like holiday art. For live streams, use consistent scheduling communicated in channel art and descriptions to build anticipation. Vote thumbnails should feature feature specific tips. So basically, basically it would introduce coherence if I would actually split things into seasons. And it would be good to split, especially for the studies. But then, what about the sketches? You've talked only about studies as separate stream seasons. But what about splitting the illustrations and sketches? How would that look like? Considering that sketches would be done in a form of stuff is in my package, but they also try to issue a refund for some parts, but they can't because I paid with gift cards, and now they sending one order in for different packages with 3 different courier services. Some of them arrive at 20 p.m. 12:30 first. Bro, imagine. Sketches would be done in the form of 3 sketch drops. What would give roughly one stream per sketch? That would give per sketch, and I'm planning on making one day with 3 different streams to complete all these sketches, giving a piling up amount of playlists for sketches. Same will be happening with illustrations. That's crazy, actually. That's really crazy. I had no idea, actually. The hell was that? Really? Very bizarre. Very bizarre. Also, I think I'm going to get a new printer next month. I need one that is very cheap in exploitation. I found a cheap, relatively cheap printer with cheap exploitation. The one that you drip in the attachment into the like elements. Apparently they are really good. And the attachment is like really darn cheap, so and I found one for like 1000 PLN, so shouldn't really strain my. I have no idea why they tried to issue a refund, because they have stuff on stock. No idea. I think it's because it might actually be kind of because they just didn't want it to do that, to send stuff. Because, for example, the holiday seasons and shit, you know. So, or maybe something funky is going on, you know. Or did some very limited stuff. Oh, maybe they had no idea they've got it on stock, or I don't know. No idea. Research suggests treating sketch drops in illustration processes as episodes within seasons of their respective series to maintain a streamlined channel, especially with multiple streams per day, potentially leading to clutter. It seems likely that using YouTube's shows feature for episodic structuring will enhance viewer navigation and binge watching, grouping related streams, e.g., 3 sketch sessions, into cohesive units without proliferating separate playlists. Oh yeah, YouTube did added that thing. YouTube shows, right? There was a thing. Yeah. Wait, let me quickly find that crap. We're also getting some money. Imagine. Hey, that's good, you know? That's really good. Wait, I don't have YouTube shows. Are they sure that it's actually a thing? Wait, inspirations. Skipped one. Now it looks like I ordered 2 and getting 3. Hey, win-win. We're also getting some money. Bruh, imagine. Oh my. So there are videos. Okay, there are videos. Shorts, live, posts, playlists, podcasts, courses. Profiting from chaos. Imagine. Promotions and cooperation. I don't have shows. What are they talking about? What do they mean by shows? Leans towards avoiding separate series for sub-elements like individual drops, as this could overwhelm your channel. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. So that makes much more sense. So just I'm going to make one long sketching thing, maybe like splitting it. I don't think splitting it into any playlist is going to make sense. I guess making it just so the VODs for sketches are going to be in sketches playlist and illustrations in the illustrations playlist, while I'm going to keep DAA as courses because it's going to be a course, so on, so on, so on. Structuring sketches for your sketches with your plan 3 sketch drops, often completed in one day via 3 streams. Organize them as episodes in a season within the main sketches series. This mirrors the V-like formatting with each drop as an episode. Sketches season 1, episode 1, drop 1. Use YouTube Studio to set up seasons, ensuring chronological order and autoplay of seamless viewing. And this approach prevents piling up playlists by containing all drops in one seasonal playlist. That makes no sense. For short, frequent content, limit seasons to 3 to 10 episodes to avoid overloading. Splitting into new seasons for fresh things like viewer requested sketch. No, that's not going to happen. Profiting from chaos, yeah. Someone had make really a lot of issues, to be fair, that this happened. A shows page for each series. Wait. YouTube shows. How to make my videos. Man, how the YouTube shows. Wait. How to set up YouTube shows playlist. Also, that Silksong thumbnail is something I would draw. In YouTube Studio or from a video, add your videos, give it a good title description, set privacy, and for official series, enable this set as official series for this playlist. Option in playlist setting requires account verification. This makes your videos bingeable and helps you to recommend them together. Yeah. Okay, so I need to just make it as a playlist, basically. But then how do we split these sketches? I'm assuming that we would have to split them in a very specific way, I guess. So, for sketches, structure example season 1 3 episodes, 1 per drop stream. In sketches series, huh? But that makes no sense because like it's not going to be a 1 drop per stream, it's going to be 1 sketch per stream. So that gives me 3 streams in 1 drop for example, to full drop sets encourages joining live chats. One seasonal playlist per theme, limit to 3 to 10 episodes. Consistent thumbnails with episode numbers in gold. I guess I could split that. Like, oh, here we are drawing anime characters, here we are drawing so like that could work. Because then, lo and behold, let's say we're going to do about 10 streams in one playlist, for example, right? Although that makes no sense. Do I want to make like really long playlists? Shouldn't be. So let's say we are going to make playlists split in seasons. And basically there are going to be drops. And so 3 sketches per series. Per 3 sketches per drop. So up to 10 characters per season. But that means anime characters are going to have their own playlist, VTubers are going to have their own playlist, and video game characters are going to have their own playlist. 10 characters in each playlist. Some playlists are going to grow, faster, some slower. Makes sense. Cool. Cool. Okay, that makes sense. And so same for illustrations. Season 2 episodes for stages, e.g. draft, color, final in illustration series, group strings as seasons, chronological order for builds. So in theory, if I would want to make like a huge illustration where I would just have to like work through the entire process, which is thumbnail, like ideation, thumbnailing, tape finding, sketching, coloring, yeah. That would make sense because there would be like crap load of streams per illustration like this. It makes much more sense. So each illustration would be in its own playlist, I assume. Okay. Alright, I guess I've got it. So sorry, I've really had to figure that out. So we've got some references, right? So yeah. And I'm thinking about drawing something like that for each thumbnail, maybe separately, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to prepare some, like, I'm going to just work on some of those. Maybe there's going to be a stream, there are going to be some streams throughout the days where I'm just going to like try to figure things out. You know, some of those unexpected drawing streams where I'm going to have power surge. And I'm just going to sit down and just randomly draw some of those as pre-mates. So I guess I would need to make some pre-mates for the thumbnails too. That means that I'll also need some logos being pre-made. So we are talking now about sketching. Sketching, I really like what Ina did here, but it's not necessarily what I would want for the sketches. Because study would be something with book and stuff. I feel like for sketching, I would have like a... First of all, the entire overlay, I would, for the sketches, I would want to be maybe like a architectural design of some sort, if that makes sense. You know? So just to like show what I mean, I'm going to make some copies and pastes of those. Yeah. that, and I'm just going to yeah. There will be just, you know, so for example, what we are going to do is going to be getting so based on the reference here, right? So it would be like and here. So I'm thinking about those mostly, like some kind of like numerical elements here, because that's the corner that nobody looks at. So I guess like having nice black element here for all of the for all of the thumbnails is going to make much more sense than working things out. Maybe for each series, depending on the colors of the series, maybe we're going to color code them too. It's going to make much more sense that those are going to be here. And I guess we could make it happen, like color code them, so sketching is going to have its own color, and so on and so on and so on. So that's the thing. And then, for example, we would have like this. Fuck. I've clicked on the Clip Studio Paint support. Sorry for that. So that's the thing. And what? And like I'm thinking about some kind of like architectural design. Right, because they are usually also on squared papers at times, and basically they have like a very specific like structure for those papers. Also a lot of like things, so yeah. So like I would have this some kind of I'm doing good, just chilling. Hey, glad to hear that always. Glad to hear that. And are you ready for the New Year's Eve? So like for example like that, right? So like a lot of sketches, very sketchy kind of thing, looking like kind of looking like this, but like more architectural, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Idea. Yeah, I'm going to cut that out. I guess I'll need the logo. So, I want the logo not to really take that much area. It's not going to be like steady or anything like that, so I'm going to go probably with that, with something like this in the middle, right? So we are going to have a something like that. I think I even have a nice sketchy thing. Sketching. No. perfect, ain't it? That looks good. So using a rock 3D thingy. Mm, and like fill it out with like rough pencil. It's barely readable, yeah. That's what I was worrying. Yeah, it will be very barely readable. Damn it. So. Type shit? No, same effect. How do we go for that? How do we go for that? Do you want to make like a nice logo like this? Hmm. Anime logos. Or maybe sketchy anime logos? Although, wait, I think I've got some. First of all, Steins Gate logo looks really good for that. What next? What next? Kimetsu no Yaiba, I guess. Right? Is Kimetsu no Yaiba the one with like a red circle thing? Hmm. Sketchy anime logos. Berserk looks really good. Demon Slayer. Yeah. Because Berserk has the red written like Japanese markings, and then the Berserk is written also in red, but it's just so that the Berserk is spaced out just so the R is in the place where it's just on the red, so it's white, and everything else is like fitting perfectly, not to overlay with it, you know. Mm, damn, damn. Um, I guess just like black logo. Because I'm assuming that we for the sketching we want to have like black and white thumbnail too, right? More or less like what Ina has, so like sketchy lines, maybe like construction lines and stuff, but like and very scratchy, sketched out lines of a character, and that's it, right? And like sketching, and we're going to have the name of the character, for example, where she has the feedback stream writing. Because even if you look at it from very like very top, it kind of gets into the eyes, you know? It actually shows through. So I'm wondering about this, if we want to have any kind of logo here, but I don't know. I don't know. Let's make the writing first. So sketching, and we are going to have Arial Black. So sketching like this. There's going to be Devi written here. Yeah. It's like over here, right? Like in this section. So it's the E, and it's wait, it's like that. Yeah? No, it's like this. There you go. The V. Yeah. So I really like that logo I've done for myself, Devi. I'm just going to like nicely smooth it out like this. Yeah. Devi, like that. Alrighty, so you have Devi. Sketching. Over here, there's going to be a room for those. I guess I can, like, push it in? Like this? Yeah. Sketching, Devi, and I'm wondering what I can do in the background here. Because, for example, you can see that Ina has like a bunch of stuff, like a book and stuff. I was kind of thinking about making the Davis's mask in the background as a, you know, a thing like this. So like, oh no. No. Okay, wait. Maybe it's not. Nah, it's okay. It's over. X that and Let's hope that this sketching is going to be able to be knocked out from the... Yes, there it is, okay. So now I can paste it in here, and sketching is now separate, okay. Okay, and we have the V2. So now... But like, do I want to do that for everything? That kind of mask? In theory, I could. Dum dum dee dum 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 dee dum dum. Or what could I add to it? You know? I was even thinking about just adding like a just pencil crossing it so it would be like a plus. So that eye would be blacked out, but this area would be bright, and this area would be blacked out, but the eye will be white. Like a nice yin and yang. And then the text would like, you know, reverse it. If that makes sense. Yeah, that. And mm, hmm. Yeah. I hate this. I hate this. It's yeah, it makes no sense to have that mask behind. You know? There's literally no mask. There's no sense to have the mask behind. Let's maybe do it like this. So you have like sketching, there's a line break here. Oh, wait. How about this? Sketching anime. Well, like anime. What does it mean, sketching anime? Hmm. Anime characters? Like that, and just making it smaller to fit in here? Mm. Yeah. Yeah, nah. Look at how small anime characters is going to be here. Makes no sense. If I would make it like this and expand it, into here and maybe like split it like this. Sketching anime characters, and there's Devi, the signature. But is Devi on the left side correct? What do you think, folks? What do you think? What would you go for? It kind of looks okay, but I'm scared that it's not going to be really visible on the grand total of things. Maybe smaller circle. Yeah, I think 10 pixels should be good. Yeah, perfect. Nice. And I'm going to actually take this and push it here. And I'm going to take this. I'm going to take 10 pixels, but I need the shape to be square. Maybe dashed line. No, not dashed line, but it's more or less what I need. Wait, pen. Okay, a bit different way. This, and I'm just going to cut the thing. Yeah. And the same is going to be here. And now I'm going to have, once again, slightly bigger line. I'm going to go from top to bottom like this. I'm going to cut it. Bueno, bueno, bueno. It's going to go like this. And then this is going to go like this. Okay. And just to be sure, I'm going to make it even with those lines, and the upper one is going to go with those lines. And we have the V. I guess I can also make like this. The hand drawn one looks better. Yeah, I guess so. Because this one is like this gives like much better kind of view on the logo. This one is like, you know, way too. This one is way too clean. That one has that Atari feel. To be fair, that's more or less what I was going for with the logo. Maybe if I would make it thicker, yeah, the thicker lines are better. And now I can make the, you know, little happy face. I'm just going to keep, though, for the sake of keeping. The E is too short. You think? Oh yeah, it makes the E way too short. Okay, let's keep it like this. I mean horizontally? Why? Oh, yeah, horizontally. This way. Because when it was thicker, the lines were like here. So there was like very small amount of space here. Now it should be okay, I guess. Or no, or still there's something wrong with that. Yeah, hand drawn is way better. Because it's like a signature. And that is going to change depending on what kind of character we're going to draw. And underneath there's going to be like, you know, what character we're going to draw in this way. And we are going to have a, I guess, very normal thing. What's the background? White space with some white space with some drawing, with some like, you know, white space with some sketching lines like here, and then a sketched out chibi, I assume. Should I've done this way too short. If you make the bottom black, you can make the text red and white to make it really pop. That's genius. That's something I was wondering about. So let's make it like this. And now I'm going to make that. What color are we going to make it? Red? Let's try red. Maybe not like that, but font, color. Pick up the color. Pick up this color. Yeah, it's invisible right now. Bueno, bueno. Where's the color again of the font? Text? No. Font. Where's the font color? The hell? I don't want the outline. What? Hey, yo, I think I'm actually starting to trip. There we go. White text like this. Anime characters, yeah. And I'm going to do some magic with this one too. Just you see. Just you see. Alright, that is... I can do the magic if I'm going to mess this thing up. Magic. Yeah. And I'm going to take that correction layer, brightness, not brightness. Correction layer, luminosity like this. That. But I think the logo needs to be bigger now. I think I can make them bigger because of the line, because the lines are black now. I love you too, Muto. I love you too. Yeah, now it looks like some skate clothing brand. Yeah. Looking good by why Comic Sans? It's not Comic Sans, it's Clip Studio Comic Bold. That's the name of the thing. It's Clip Studio's own manga thing. I became busy. Oh. What you've became busy with? To be fair, what should I go with? That. Into the store and sister is here. Oh. Oh my. Oh my, oh my. Hmm. And I have an appointment. Oh yeah, you've mentioned you've got an appointment at what was it? 2:12? 2. Because I was asking if AM or PM. Yeah, that looks okay. That looks okay. I like that logo for sketching. Now here's a quick question though. I'm going to copy and paste this. And I'm going to do some... Also, you can make the text different color depending on the text. Like anime characters is white, other can be yellow, green, etc. to quickly see which one is which by the color. You mean the character? No, I assume you'll change the text depending on what you're sketching. Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking about. I was talking about that. Okay, that one looks good, but I kind of need now the connection to the black one because I need the black one to be slightly bigger, you know what I mean? Not the white one. We can change the sketching text to keep the same scheme. Yeah. Oh, Gina, wait. Yeah, now it's going to work. Okay. Most of the YouTubers do that, and their thumbnails can be organized even without looking at the name. Yeah. That's what I was totally thinking about. Like, for example, anime characters, and the black is going to be turned into... depending, for example, the anime characters, the black is going to turn into green. Video game characters, the black is going to turn into blue, and so on. So like depending on what exactly is it, like what the kind of sketching we're going to go for, this is what the color is going to take up with, you know? That works too. Yay. Um I need it to get a little bit thicker, and there. Now it's going to look way better. Yeah. Um. Uh, you can make the text different color depending on the text. Like any characters is white, other ones can be yellow, green, etc. to quickly see which one is which by the color. Yeah. Now I think. Wait. Um. Now I need to take the colors. Colors need to take the thing a little bit to the center. Oh wait, yeah, no, it is in the center. Because the text underneath is in the center, but this text is going to be off center. I don't know, man. Let's make this text centered and take the black text. Actually, it's even better this way. Because now this text is a little bit, yeah. Well, wait, I even got a better idea. Where do I pick things? Here? No. Here's the object selection, I assume. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to play with it anymore. I just don't feel like it. Well, that looks good. And oh yeah, and that text could be changed into a color. Wait, so now let's do a thing. Okay. It's going to be Vtubers, right? But do I leave it like this? Now I'm going to get it to this area. This as is perfectly aligned, okay. And now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to get that thing, copy, paste it. Wait. Not the text. Fuck. Just, I'm going mad. I'm going to throw something against the wall. I hate this. God damn. I've got mad. Just the object. Copy, paste. Yes. Now, X the object. Get this. And make the video, no, game characters, I guess, right? And the same treatment here, we're aligning the S's because they're all ending at the same letter. That's perfect. Yeah. Good food. Let's go! Why big mad? Because I couldn't align it. I couldn't like X out the text. No worries, no worries. So anime characters now going to be, for example, Also realize it reminds me of the Peggy and writing logos. Oh my. So I want this to be red, but I guess I need it to be brighter red. Those are going to be small. That's why I don't know if it's going to be a good idea to just color the text. I feel it's going to be easier to leave white text and color the black border. Because if, for example, I'm going to mark that border, and they're shooting the freaking thing. I'm taking the black border, taking my red. Yeah. ESRB content rating. Oh my. Wait, so that leaves, so those and those. Wait, so now we're in the sketching zone, right? It's live, so now uh sketching, fuck, sketching. And now in the sketching there's going to be another folder for anime characters, another folder for VTubers, and another folder for game characters. Okay. Now I'm going to make copies of those for each one of these. And I can delete that. No, I'm going to leave that because it's going to be actually the base of it. And yeah, I'm taking that. No, 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 no. That and that are coming in. Control C, V. I need to keep them as texts, but I'm going to actually make a new layer and merge them in here. And I tell you why. Now, if I'm going to mark it like this, I can mark every single letter separately, most of the time. But I can just mark the lettering, the borders, and I don't have to worry about it being split because I can't really like mark just get the layer and change its color for these, if I remember correctly. Which I might be wrong. Wait. That and make this Granian map and delete delete white? No, change that. Let's say into this. Oh, I can make it really quickly. That's so nice. Okay, learning new tricks, Emmy. Are we? That's so cute. Okay, so I don't need to worry about that. I'm still going to keep them separate. But that only means that I don't have to have it like that. And I can keep them merged like this, and I'm just going to change the color of it when I need to. Yeah. I guess I can do this, make a new folder like that. And if I now do on top of that this. Oh. Right. Okay, whatever. We will see. I guess I can just as well merge it like that. I'm taking that out. Wait. Yeah. And I'm merging this here. Yeah, now it works. Fine. Fine. So I'm throwing it here again. Okay. So now we have that, and we know that those are going to be, colored. Yada. And I'm taking this because it's going to be the anime character sketching, right? So I'm taking that here, merging it with those, so those two are going to be on one layer. And now all I need to do is making the correction hue, not that. Correction layer, gradient map, turning the black into this red. And now everything is nicely red. Okay. Definitely too much work for one thing, but I'm going to copy and paste that connected thing into each folder. Yeah. And now I'm going to merge that with this, so I can still control that. Perfect. Well, I guess it's each logo for each thing, right? So I'm just going to hide this, and I'm going to take what video game characters? Yes. So I'm throwing it here, merging it here. Gradient map. I guess I want this cool blue for these. Yeah. Here. That's by the way, that's really nice, clean connection. Okay, so we have, actually, let's do this and this, and for that we do the same treatment. We leave that. VTubers go in here, merging those with this. Now gradient map. But I don't know if I've got like a nice green for it though. Maybe like this purple for VTubers. Makes sense. Looks really nice. Okay. Alrighty. I'm merging that with this. Yeah, that looks really cool. That looks really cool. Considering like how big compared to everything the logo is going to be. So it should be about like this big. So it's just going to be like, determinable. Yeah. So we're leaving those. Nice. So you've got all these sketches done. Twitch color? Yeah. Of course I'm leaving those separately. So, well, let's make a copy of those. Don't mind me if I do. And yeah, that's that. For the layout, I'm going to do this. Throw it in here. That's actually way smaller than what the actual thing is going to be, I guess. Nah, it's the proper size actually. Okay, anime characters, I guess, works here. And then we would have that kind of thing here. No. No. The rectangle, there, and roundness of the corners. And I guess like 10? I can't really round out the corners myself. So, no, I need them rounder. 25? No, rounder. 50? That's already almost a circle. Yeah, I guess 50 works. actually. 75, maybe. Yeah. And let's do like 25 brush size. Perfect. So that's going to cut off at the backdrop area. I'm going to mark this section, paint it black. And let me see now how this looks like. It's like kind of grayish, so not really black, but like dark gray. So I guess my black is going to work better for that. Yeah. Yeah, but let's... Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to have, for example, a writing in white one, keeping the thing, right? Because we have a style now, but I'm going to make it bolder, I guess. And just expand it just so enough it would be visible. Like 125 pixels. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that works. And now if I'm going to take this, and there's going to be like that and written, I don't know. Anime character, Sasuke. Do we want to write the... Okay, we will see. Let's write the entire name of the character. Uchi. Huh. Okay. I guess I can take this, turn that, get edge black, 5 pixel, no, white edge. What? Oh yeah, there's what? White edge, okay. 5 pixels. Take this, merge that below, mark everything around, in reverse this, expand the selection by 5 pixels, black, layer underneath, black, setup, merge down below, like that. Now I'm going to do the same thing again, but I'm going to do it differently. So dot transform, free transform. Like this. It's unreadable. Okay, that and that. Maybe the premise is good. for example, and then we have, I can merge that below, and then I'm going to have like this and take the character like ah. To respond to you on stream, Zaga, based on the thing. No, I didn't. I didn't really finish that. If you want to, I can send you the study if you want to like play with it. It's not really any OC, say the least, to be any crucial. So I'm just curious how you do it. Oh, how you finish it? You basically dive into like playing. You basically start with the shadows. So you're making the shapes with the shadows, and then you are painting lights. So you're like brightening things up. So you're starting to structurize the facial elements, eyes, and stuff just out of light instead of starting with lit up areas and adding shadows on top of them. So you like it's reversed work, kinda. No, how specifically you do a different construction like that? Oh, I just know what characters I want from the start, and I'm just doing the shapes I know I've been needing. Muscle memory mostly. Also, that's crazy that AI on Google is starting to show to actually talk about me. The knees being a bit high, it looks really good. Oh, thank you. I guess I've been showing how I'm doing something similar already. Mm. You did the bug, but it was reference pose. Huh. I guess I can show you kinda how it works for me. Because you know I can't really explain how it works in my head because I don't understand it myself, but like don't bother. Okay. God damn it. We need to figure out the chibis. They're kind of like that. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, like that. That makes much more sense. I like it. Even. That's nice. I guess I need to like lower the face a little. And like move it here. Maybe? Yeah. Makes much more sense. Okay. Wait, actually, even better idea. Like that, that, and then like this. Same here for Devi. You know, just to create some fake construction lines for that. Probably should be using real ones, but I didn't use any. Oh my. And now making the proper thing like this. Oh my. There. To be fair, you know what? I'm wondering if I'll be better, if I'll be able to even like redo it. Because like sure I can like the style, but would I be able to redo it? You know, for the chibis. I guess if I'm going to keep at it, I'm going to just make like muscle structure for it. I mean muscle memory for it. But like I don't know, man. And by the way, I'm just doing like I ask myself this question for every single drawing. Yeah. Yeah. I know that's pain way too well. I I like it, Picasso. Okay, Picasso, I like it. But yeah, it's. I guess this is how it's going to look like. You know. Let me just frame it nicely. All right. So, for example, for sketching, this is how the thumbnail would look like then. The thumbnail is packed. I've make sure that there's just very small amount of negative space. Maybe I would be like trying to make things fit together. So like for example, the chibi's face here and the pen thingy can be like here. Maybe the Uchiha look like that bearded guy from Bleach. With the huge brush, yeah. Oh my. I like it. I like it. Mm, you know what? I'm lacking. I'm lacking one thing. I feel like I might need to make a border for those. Like, okay, it's going to have a wide. It's going to have a, but I can speak today. Golly. Also, it shouldn't be really that around, but I guess it's going to be like in a very specific thing, and to keep in mind. So the thumbnail is not going to like flow around, but yeah. This is how the thing would look like, the thumbnail, more or less. This is more or less the size of the thumbnail. What do I like here? maybe like this, because I've got a hole in my anti-sun flare foil. I need to exchange it. I actually have that foil. I just need to change it. Uh, I don't think it needs anything, actually. I think like this is really good thumbnail. And come to think of that, like like other sketching thumbnails are going to be the same, aren't they now? Is it clickable? I don't know. What you folks think? Keep in mind that this is just how the streaming thing is going to look like, right? So yeah. Um yeah. That's really good. That's really good. I guess things would change a little bit differently when I'm going to. Isn't the text a bit big? But don't you want to? I don't know. I don't know actually. Is it? Because like what else we are going to have, right? Like we are not going to show what this is for the live streams. This is the thumbnail for the live streams. The VOD thumbnail is going to look a bit differently. Because for the VOD thumbnail, I'm going to take what we've done during the stream and throw it as an ending thing. So the sketching is going to be in the logo is going to be in a different place. The main background is going to be the thing that we're drawing, and then we are going to have a Devi, like Davis, like somewhere nearby. You know, so that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And this is just for the sketching. It's for the sketching. We'll need also similar thing just for the study, but I've already got my idea how I want to work this thing out, right? So yeah, it's just going to have like different color scheme and stuff. Maybe I'm going to also make the character, you know, like the character name in the colors that the character is in. So for example, like Naruto's main color is orange, right? Because of his tracksuit. Sasuke's might be purple because of his Susanoo and the belt that he has on his kimono. Right, so like basically I would look at what's the main color for the character, and I'm just going to, give the text that color basically, because I guess we can just change the color of the text no matter what color, because of the sticker effect that we are making here. And that makes sense. Also, in theory, I could like copy and paste this text a little bit and make like a poking through, um, you know, like it's three-dimensional and stuff. And yeah, the sketching really needs border for itself too. Just the color. Now, as I'm looking at it, just the color is going to be a bit problematic, ain't it? What you think? Weird. I feel like there should be something in the background too. I feel like it's too empty. Like some kind of room, maybe. But like in that blue kind of coloring, you know? Nothing else, just like a blue coloring for the character. So like for example, something like you know, something like um like this, give or take, right? Guess depends on the character's thing. Just not to make it like, we don't want it to be busy, but we also don't want it to be empty, because now if you look at it, it's like, oh okay, there's some like things, no matter if the room is empty, that's not the thing, but you can see that like you are going to be able to see that there's still something in the background, not just white void, and that gives a bit better idea for it. So I'm assuming that I could in theory make like a room for Davis. I'm going to make the room in mangaka. I'm going to turn the colors to blue that I'm using for the sketches, and I'm going to throw it in. And I'm going to make the lines opaque, like 25%. So it's like going to, and I'm just going to change the room's thing depending on the thumbnail, I guess. And that makes much more sense. That looks cool. That makes it clickable. I would go for it. I would really definitely go for it. I like it. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess I just need to make a little bit more. Well, first of all, I want to finish the third drop for sketches this week. So we are going to be for sure finishing that. And I guess if you are going to be done with this, all the other sketches are going to be, well, all the other streams this week are going to be focused around the channel things, right? Thumbnails and shit. So I for the VOD I'll need to use still the same logo, so we are partially done. I need to make the logo for study and illustrations. That's 2 out of 3 logos in total in general. So really cool, really cool. The premise is the same, but the Devi sketches are going to be turned into finished things. So that's the thing. Yeah. In theory, because like I have to kind of do this if I'm going to make different, if I'm going to make the live thumbnails, because the live thumbnails are always so specific, because you can't really predict where you're going to be done with, and you can't really make a thumbnail for yourself based on something you're going to be finishing already on your stream, because it's not done yet. You're going to be finishing that on the stream. So with the thumbnail, usually I would say you'd have to wait for the thing, or make like a placeholder thumbnail that you can have, which makes total sense, right? And I guess those are the placeholder thumbnails. Those supposed to be like really fast. So I guess even like the text transformation, maybe I'm going to make only the name of the character, you know? Yeah. So on the name of the character, fast sketches of the Devi. So that's that. And I guess we would be done with that one. Yeah. And then the VOD would just show maybe a close-up. Like the VOD thumbnail is going to show the close-up of the character and stuff. So makes sense. Makes total sense. We are on the good route. I feel like this week we are going to be actually done with this. I really feel like this week we are going to be done with this during the streams. First of all, the sketches, then we are going to try to finish that one. But I like this kind of thumbnail. I like this style of the thumbnail. Really cool one. And come to think of the fact that we've managed to merge 3 different styles of the thumbnails for thumbnails for thumbnails from Ina, right? So yeah. That's the one. So we have study, that's actually nothing, that's empty layer. I need to clean up my layers, by the way. That's the frame which is going to be necessary, that's the Devi mark. That's the study. Okay, so that can be deleted. Yeah, because the sketch logos are here. Yeah. Looks cool. Looks cool. So that's that's like the sketching base. I don't think we'll need sketching base. So I'm going to throw it in here, and I guess I'm going to make it like frames. Yeah. And we have illustrations. So 2 different kinds of content left. Study and illustrations. Illustrations are going to be more difficult, I guess, to make logo out of. Or maybe not. I think study is going to be more difficult, because what can be a study? I guess a book, right? And just like stripe of paper, and that's it. So that's really fast one for the study. And illustrations, right? And well, for illustrations, it's also going to be difficult. Because again, for VOD, it's going to be easy, right? We've done this much during the stream. Here's the progress, right? This is how far we've went this stream. And each thumbnail is going to just show how far we went with it. But what's going to be the universal thumbnail for illustration streams, right? I'm assuming that for that we don't really need to write what we are going to do. Or maybe we do. But I guess I can do it a bit differently. So there's going to be like a splash of paint. There's going to be Devi like running with a paintbrush, and like there are going to be like marks left with in the same color that Devi has on the paintbrush, and there's going to be like the color of that paint is going to change, and there's going to be the written name of the character we're going to draw illustration of. Yeah. But what if the illustration is not going to make sense, like have an proper name? I guess I'm going to just write OC or something like that, so no problem with that. Yeah. And the logo in the middle, top. Yeah, we did it. We have ideas for the thumbnails now. They're going to be most likely clickable, right? They're going to be interesting. They're going to look, and I just need to be bothered with making thumbnails for each stream. This freaking thing. I guess, you know what? What if I would replicate that thumbnail and we would just change the names of the character and the numbers? That makes sense. And then the logos are going to change too. That makes so much sense. Okay, even better. Because it's, it's going to be repeatable thumbnail. Okay, folks. That was a journey. I'm sorry that you had to sit through me like squabbling around, not being sure what to do really. But we are streaming for what? How much? 2 hours 30 minutes. Oh no. So, folks, thanks Zega and Muto for being active in the chat on Twitch, and thanks always for being active chat on YouTube. Meanwhile, folks, stay creative. I hope to see you all in the next one. Take care and bye.